I've been building cars for over 20 years and worked alongside many badasses, including legends and Hall of Famers. I'm sharing what I've learned. I'm Alan Banuelos. Welcome to School of Bad. Welcome back. Round 2. Last episode, door welded up. Now it's time to get it lined up. So let's get it mounted.
Okay, here's the door. Anti-seize, never forget. My best friend, anti-seize. And we've already tapped all the holes. So we are ready to reinstall the door. Here we go. And they say I don't get enough gym time. They say I get too much. Ooh. Okay, what the hell? A little tighter. Easy that one in. One leg go down, Ken. Use a long fine thread. 5/16. So, let's see where we're at. And by the looks of this, we need to come down in the front and way up. You see the gap real big, way up. It's overlapping in the back. It's kind of cheating, but I'm going to leave the door shut and try to tighten it from the inside. Gonna lift it just a hair. Let's go back out there, see what we've accomplished. Oh, I'm saying it needs to come down just a little bit. Still falling. Okay, well, this isn't working to my favor, so I'm gonna tighten it there. See what I get. Ooh, nicer. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I do try to keep things prepped so I'm not chasing everything. I'm gonna get my bifocals on because I can't see anymore. I know what you're saying, they're pink, but these were $1.50. So it's just me in the shop. Ain't nobody gonna see them. Okay, while it's still hot, I'll come in here now. Just pull it all out. Make sure it's not pulling down. Okay, so we're doing good. So I know it looks a little extreme having to hit it like 1 or 2 tacks and you have all this area, but sometimes it's just what it takes, you know, to keep it really nice and straight. Like you see, it shuts perfect. My gaps, I don't care about my gaps. I'll I'll cut this out a little bit where it's touching or almost touching. I'll shave it and make it look nicer. Gaps I can make, that's not the issue. The main issue is this body line right here, making sure that it's straight. Oh, I did say I was going to start stripping it, so I guess I can strip it up here, then I'll tack, and then I'll strip it up here. You know, we'll make it work. All right, they say when you get lost, you go back to the drawing board. So here we are. We've done our steps. We're at the alignment part right now of the body. We stripped the body, we replaced the doors. We had a little issue with the driver's side door. Fixed. Moving on. I need to align the hood, but before I get to the hood, I'm gonna skip it real quick. I really need to get the chrome, sent off the chrome. So we're gonna do the bumpers now. Bumpers, I told y'all we're gonna suck them in. Might delete the carriage bolts. That way it kind of looks like the bumper's floating, especially when it's chrome, it looks real nice. And I think it looks super cool. So I really need to get these sent off. So let's skip a step and let's knock the chrome out. We're right here. Got the chrome. Struggle is real. This thing is super hard to come off. So slip this over this and then pull. Like magic, what was once there is no longer. Okay, I think I've got this down. Let me show you how I'm fixing this. I'm gonna fix this dent right here. You can see it's right there, that circle. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna heat it up from the inside. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit. Doesn't look like it's messing up my chrome, discoloring it or anything, so I'm going to keep doing it this way. It's working. So I'm on the dent itself and I'm just doing circles around it just to make sure that, one, I know where it's at when I go to grab my hammer, and two, heat up the area. That way it just all goes back into shape the way it's supposed to be. Okay. So now, nice and hot, I'm gonna get it level to my little dolly. Did y'all notice how the sound changed? When the dent was there, it made like a hollow sound, and once the dent came down, you could hear on that. So find the next dent. This one's kind of hard, so I'm gonna wait on that one. The next one I say would be here. Now this one's a little weirder because instead of the dent being inwards, it's coming out. So what I'm gonna do, straighten this out first. If for some reason, I think it's got a lot to do with all this being in. It's about to get difficult. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So the bottom of my bumper is bent, so this is what we came up with, and it's actually working pretty good. So I'm going to show y'all what we have done. The bumper was twisted. That's the problem. So we're trying to get the twist out. So we got the bottom latched, and we both get on this side and we just push until it feels straight. Woo! Look at that. And folks, now we've got a little more to go, but as you can see the way it was twisted in, and now, I mean, that's pretty amazing, really. So we're just gonna keep going because we have to follow this line, and you see how it shoots up still. So I'm gonna put it back right here. We'll do it one more time, and keep going if we have to. Like, I do this 20 times. I just want to get it nice and straight. I'll make sure it's latched good. Twist, twist. Oh, there we go. So I'm liking it. I think the rest I'm just gonna heat it up and beat it down, but I think it's flat the way it's supposed to be. So hope you enjoy it. All right, here's the business. So I've got the bumper locked in with vice grips where I want it. And the idea is, you see how this flows with the grill so nice? I want it to be the same. So we brought it in, I don't know how many inches, I didn't count, but we got it to where it looks nice. And now my bumper, where I was trying to straighten it out, it's all nice and straight, but right here it kind of angles out a little bit, and you can see it whenever you look down. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my holes where my brackets are, where they're supposed to be, and drill my holes like if I'm going to go ahead and bolt this thing in. And the reason for that is because once I get this locked in, I may be able to just hit this back with hopefully a 2x4 and a hammer, and it'll move some. I may have to get the torch heated up a little bit, but I don't want to move it too much. I just need to close this gap a little bit straight back. So, but I want to get this locked down. And I did loosen these so I can be able to move it around up and down and wherever I was kind of struggling. So I loosened them. I'm going to tighten them back up real quick, mark my holes, drill them, and keep going. Okay, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. I want this to kind of match this just a little bit, so I don't want to push it too far forward. All right, I'm pretty excited about this. Now I will pull the bumper off, and we'll take it to the table, and we'll do all the modifications while we're there. So I'll explain it all when we get there to the table. What I'm gonna do is shave these buttons off. We went and got some new bolts, and we're gonna cut the heads off and weld the stud. That way, once we get it ground down, send it off to get chromed, it'll look like the chrome bumper's just floating in the air. It'll look super nice. So this is the process. I've got them bolted in, tightened down. I've got it clamped just so it doesn't move. The bracket doesn't move because I want to keep it on this whole time. I'm going to start by cutting half of this bolt head off, and then I'll tack it in place, and then I'll cut the rest of it off and keep welding. So let's get to it. Alright, there it is. Well, I kind of shows it real close. Let me try to get. I'm trying not to touch the bumper, but that's a little panel. Okay, the top one, the reason it looks like this is because I drilled a hole in it. I tapped it out. I screwed the hole through it. That way it would have a little bit of thread holding it, plus I'm going to go ahead and run my weld on the line itself and it'll penetrate them. Okay, so I'm using my straight edge and keeping my lines inside of the tape. So I'm at a 1/2 inch on the inside to the inside line, all the way down. Bring it over some. Straight. A little more. Until we get to the end. Inside the inside, all the way down. Because when we cut it, we want to make sure to just cut it on this line, leave all the tape there. So sometimes you can cut it pretty close and then just get your grinder, which that's what I'll do. Okay, maybe. Okie dokie. A little bit of back and forth, but there it is. Okay, here's what I'm doing. Grinding, I'm creating a valley. So now it kind of like bees out. Then I'm able to fill it in with weld. That way it grabs onto more of the bumper and I know for sure that it's a solid weld. Now you can see what I'm talking about. You see how I have grinded into that, made me a nice little valley, and I will fill that whole thing up with weld. So I'm gonna do it in sections. That way I don't make it weak. And my wife will be proud of me. I even wore my sleeves so I don't burn holes in my sweaters and shirts and jackets. It's actually my first time ever using them. Nice. Ooh. Follow it with a nice weld. Okay, basically what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna grind the weld. You see I already started on these. I grind these down and then I'm gonna come back with a 3-inch. This is like 36 grit. I wish I had 80. I need to go to the store. I'll get some 80. 36 is fine, whatever you have. Grind it down. We're gonna end up hitting it with the files anyways to metal finish it, and some of the stuff, the dents that we beat out, we'll file those and hammer and dolly those flat also. So there's still a lot of work to be done to this bumper, but we're almost there. Pretty happy with it. Like, I'm super happy with it. It looks pretty good. I've done a few bumpers in my day, and opens up there. It's pretty nice. Okay, I've got a few little holes. I'm gonna go ahead and just tack weld them. Smooth it all out. Almost there. I'm gonna do a couple here just to show you. You don't have to put a lot of pressure on it. Feels good, looks good. We're gonna roll with it. Here's my bumper. As you see, I've got it on. I'm super happy with it. I initially just followed this gap here. I thought it would look great down here, and it just fits it perfect, you know. The bumper was sitting too low, way too forward. So now that we've finished this part, it's tight. It's not going anywhere. I even use the outside brackets, which most people don't. So, pat me on the back. Anyways, here's the issues I'm having. The corners, it comes around, and what I did was I cut them, you know, to try to shorten them in. That way they wouldn't stick back so far down the side of the fender, the bottom of the fender, and still doesn't look good, you know. It's real tight on top, and then it opens up at the bottom. I'll show y'all here in a sec. And I'm just not sure that it was worth all the work, you know what I mean? I did a ton of work to this bumper, and finishing it there just looks like it's not completely done. So what I have thought about is, what would y'all think if I were to cut this again and bring it in and have this come around and meet the side of the fender? Maybe come out just a hair, but still meet at the fender. I like that idea, because when I saw the rear bumper, automatically that was like, oh, that's gonna look so good. So if we did it to the front, I think it would be a nice complement to the rear. They would kind of look like they matched. It would look like it was purposely done, which is a whole, you know, what I want it to, you know, look like. I want people to look at it and just be like, whoa, that's cool. So we'll see what we do. What we're talking about. See how this comes past the fender? I think if we had it flush with the fender, just follow this line, come down, and then have the bumper come down and get rid of all this gap, I think would be the best idea. So, yeah, mine's made up. Time to cut. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find where I welded it before. I'm gonna watch my bracket. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be super tight. So I'll cut it on the inside here. I don't have a marker. And then I'll mark my spot for my arrows and wet line. So yeah, let's chop this up and see what it is. Alright, that took forever to cut. So now, my plan is to bring it here, right here, but then definitely follow that curve. Okay, I'm gonna trim this first and then bring it down, because I don't want to, I'd rather be way over than way not enough. All right. I'm liking that right there. This, I'm going to bring it in. But so far, so good.
Okay, I'm really digging this. See where it ends right there. Now here's the side view. You can see it pretty good. And if you look on this side, it's just got a small gap at the bottom. But I will heat that up and bring it in a little bit, so it should be flush. I'm gonna add a couple more tacks so it doesn't move. We've got a lot of fixing to do. Just a little bit, just a hair. Just kidding. Okay. So remember, I'm just tacking it just to hold it in place. I still have to do some beating on it, so hopefully it's strong enough I can beat it right here. That way I don't have to be putting it on and taking it off. I'm gonna cut some of this and just shove it in. So I'm loving it. I say now we go to the other side. So here we go. We marked it kind of a little bit on that side, you know, and we'll trim till we fit. And then here we're gonna cut it right on to make sure we miss the bracket that we kept that nobody else keeps. And let's try it, see what happens. Kind of lost a little bit of my footage, so let me explain what y'all didn't see. Busted out the torch, heated it up, got this flush with the fender. This piece here, pulled it in, shaved it. And I believe we pulled it up a little bit more so it's sitting up a little higher. So we're about 99% done with it. There's still a little bit of things I need to tweak out, but for the most part, I say money.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.